driver, 326. There he is in the middle of your screen. An emotional victory for Alexander Bondarev. He's been knocking on the door of the top spot for the past season or so. He'll start from pole position, the championship leader for Ricky Flynn Motorsport. Coming into this final round of the championship, Alexander Bondarev, 253 points, ahead of Dmitry Matveev. Second in the series on 135, Dowie Dedeka, who we just saw in pre-final B, with a strong run into P4. Dowie finished second 7 days ago at Leconca. He's third in the series on 127 points. And Rene Lammers, the round one winner, 126 points. In shining, and you can just see, or you just did see a moment ago, the snow, which is on top of the active volcano, Mount Vesuvius, is melting. There was a lot more than that a few days ago. It's virtually gone. We are almost into springtime here in the south of Italy, and great to have people back at the track in some degree for the fourth round of the WSK Supermaster Series. Don't forget, we go back to the centre of the karting universe, South Garda Karting Lonato, on the 17th of July for round one of the WSK Euro Series, and back here at Sarno on the last day of July in the middle of summer for round two of the WSK Euro Series. The sun is shining, the snow is melting, the flowers are blooming here in the south of Italy. Springtime is just around the corner, or more exactly, it's just 1 week away here in the Northern Hemisphere. What a spectacular sight this is. Mount Vesuvius, last erupting in the middle of World War II, 1944. So we see Karima Alizari to the centre of your screen. That is Joanna Guadic to the left. Their respective sons, Keanu and Mache, about to come out onto the circuit for pre-final B. The RFM team watching on. In the sunshine here at Sarno, an extremely strong wind last night. It was like the end of the world. It blew in off the mountains, including that one there. It was bitterly cold, but it has gone. There's not a breath of a breeze. The sun is shining and we're ready to race. Pre-final B for OK Junior. Great to have your company for the first time as well on Motorsport TV, watching live around the world. The championship decider, the WSK Supermaster Series for 2022. Let's take a look at the grid. Bondarev on pole. Ditsiev on the podium last week out of two. Then it's Kavalkin and Matveev. Alexander Bogunovic, I should say, Miguel Costa, Olivieri, Martin Molnar, Matias Orwella and Maciej Guadic third in the first round of the championship. Reno Frankot, Salim Hanna Hernandez, Marcel Kaspritsky, Monza, Thomas Stralvan, Kian Fardin, Rene Lammers down in 17th, the round one winner, alongside Jimmy, and then it's Tom Callender and Mattia Kolnagi in the BRM official racing team entry. The Dane from Spain, Louis Laval, and Jetty Skulinov, Thomas Kansay, Sebastian Corpeng, Newman Chi, Al Paxoy, Adam Hidej, Lito Lunita, that is Lucas's younger sister, Filippo Fiorentino, Jaco Kamenek for Hagman Racing, Garzon also from Colombia, from Bozzano in the north of Italy, Leon Bruna, Dino Stroesco, Karhan, that is Maximilian, Alexander Deshkov, and Sebastian Statsny on the final row of the grid. Alexander Deshkov involved in that big accident in practice yesterday, but the Bulgarian is back on track for pre-final B as Alexander Bondarev, the championship leader, leads them up to the line. We race. Around the outside, Kirill Ditsiev runs out of road, and the Ward Racing Tony Kart is pushed back into position 3. Anatoly Kavalkin, nice move by the former WSK Open Cup champion. 3-4-0 in the Paralene up into second place. Kirill Ditsiev sits behind him now. That is Dmitry Matveev, the fastest qualifier 48 hours ago on Friday. The former WSK champion for Koski Motorsport in position 4. The RFM duo going through. And also a great start for Formula K's Emanuele Olivieri. Olivieri 337, the Bottle Green Machine going through in position 4 at the moment. 5 in fact. And before I finish that sentence, it's already been made redundant because Costa and Martin Molnar have gone by. There is Kirill Ditsiev. There's Matviv in position 4. Great start from Alexander Bogunovic. The Slovenian for DPK Racing, Diego Pablo Karting. Bogunovic up into P5 behind Matviv. Behind him, Martin Molnar, 310 in the Energy Kinetic, the chassis that won the WSK Champions Cup on January the 23rd with Andreas Cardenas. Martin Molnar up into P6 from Olivieri now. Costa, Monza, Maciej Guadic, Matias Orwella, Reno Franco, Marcel Kaspritsky, Salim Hanna Hernandez, Rene Lammers, Louis Lavaux, and Kian Fardin is ahead of Tom Callender and the BRM driver, Mattia Kolnagi. Bondarev already ominously starting to pull away from the field. Here is Kirill Ditsiev for Wood Racing as we settle down into a rhythm, a good clean start for pre-final B here in the sunshine. 36 drivers took the green and 36 still circulating. I can tell you though that Jedisam Skulinov in position 22 is under investigation. Jerry, the former WSK Final Cup champion, 2020 in the mini category, he's under investigation down the field. The driver who has to have the coolest helmet of all 270 drivers. Yes, a personal preference. Jedi Skulinov is under investigation though, down in 22nd place ahead of Thomas Cansay and Jimmy Helias. The two French drivers ahead of Alpac Soy as the field streamed down the back straight. Alexander Bondarev is gone. Here is Kafalkin. Kirill Ditsiev right behind him. And Dmitry Matviv for Koski Motorsport in position 4. Ditsiev goes very deep under brakes. The gap was 0.4 of a second last time. And they're already out of the critical slipstream here at Sarno. 0.4 of a second out to 0.5 of a second. Dmitry Matviv, here he comes. He's the fastest driver on the circuit, a 55.6 versus a 55.7 as Ditsiev slips up the inside into turn 2. And he takes back second place, taps the helmet, says, let's do this intelligently, Anatoly. Former WSK champions in 3rd and 4th. That was both in the mini category, the fastest qualifier in P4 for Koski Motorsports. Anatoly Kavalkin sits there. Matviv in P4, the fastest driver on the circuit, but Bondarev is gone. 0.6 of a second ahead of this battle. 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Martin Molnar now up into P5. There's the energy card. And he's towing Alexander Bogunovic along with him. Tiziano Monza, the Swiss Singaporean, up into 7th place. Ahead of Miguel Costa, Maciej Guadic, and Reno Francot. Still no word on Jedisam Skulinov, who is under investigation. Kirill Ditsiev in 2nd place. And just as I say that, well, scrap that comment. Jedisam Skulinov has been given a 3-second penalty. That drops him way down to 29th in the field. Jedisam Skulinov with that 3-second penalty. And unfortunately for him at the moment, there are still 36 drivers in the race, so he cannot rely on retirements at the moment to make up positions. A disastrous start for Jedisam Skulinov. A 3-second penalty for moving across before the start of the race. And he's been penalised. That drops him down into 29th position. The gap, 0.6 of a second between Bondarev, Kirill, Anatoly, and Dmitry. As Dmitry now with the fastest lap of the race, it stays at half a second, so it's not over yet. Bondarev is not pulling away. Kirill Ditsiev, P3. There's the order at the bottom of your screen. Alexander Bondarev, Kirill Ditsiev, Anatoly Kavalkin, and Dmitry Matviv, the fastest driver on the circuit, the fastest qualifier 48 hours ago. Dmitry Matviv with a 55.497 in qualifying. And he's just gone faster at 55.458, so faster than his qualifying time on Friday. Double checking that statement, 4.5 versus 4.9. Yes, he has gone faster than his qualifying time, and he slips by to go position 3. Sets out after Alexander Bondarev, the championship leader, the La Conca race winner. Alexander Bondarev will check the gap. You can see the yellow flag flying in the background. Kian Fardin has retired, coming together with one of the CRG drivers. The gap is down to 0.3 of a second. Rene Lammers The round one winner. Well, the championship's not over yet because Rene now with a 55.409 up into P11 behind his countrymen, the two Dutch drivers, Reno Frontcott and Rene Lammers, has just gone faster than anybody. Last year's WSK Supermaster Series champion in the mini category, Rene Lammers, up into P11 behind Reno Frontcott in the 333 Birrell Art, but has gone faster than even Alexander Bondarev. Matveev in position 3. The championship is not over yet, although it may well be if Bondarev can hang on for a victory in pre-final B. Points awarded throughout the heat phase. And the pre-final here this morning, he's got an enormous lead coming into the final round, but he's now been caught by Kittel Ditsiev. The Tony Kart is right on the hammer of Alexander Bondarev for RFM. Down into turn 2, slips down the inside. Super move from Kirill. P3 at Lekonka last week, P1 in the pre-final this morning. And the fastest qualified, Dmitry Matveev, tries to take the championship leader as well. There's Anatoly, great drive from Bogunovic. Here's Martin Molnar, Tiziano Monza up into 7th from Costa, Guadic and Rene Lammers. Matveev up into 2nd place. The lead 0.6 of a second from Alexander Bondarev back to Kirill Ditsiev. Scrap that. Bondarev back to 3rd, Bondarev back to 4. So Kirill Ditsiev for Ward Racing position 1. Dmitry Matveev for Koski Motorsport P2. And that is Anatoly Kavalkin, who's now up into 3rd place. He was in position 1 last time across the line. Bondarev is back to P4. This affects the championship coming into this final round. Alexander Bondarev, 253 points to Dmitry on 135. Dmitry desperate to take the pre-final victory, not only for the grid position for the final later this afternoon, but also valuable points in the 2022 WSK Supermaster Series. Kirill Ditsiev head down behind his steering wheel, down the back straight. Dmitry Matveev, the 2020 WSK Supermaster Series champion in 60 Mini. Rene Lammers won the Mini Championship in Supermaster Series last year. Rene Lammers will check on the Dutchman up into P10 from grid 17. Fighting now with Maciej Guadic in a pack who are trying to reel in the leaders. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kirill, Dmitry, and Anatoly. And it's Alexander Bondarev, Bogunovic, Rene Lammers. They're going through. That was Reno Frontcott in the 333 Birrell Art. Maciej Guadic, 317. Maciej finished P5 at Lekonka. He also finished on the podium at Lonato in round 2 of the championship for Ricky Flynn Motorsport. Teammate to Alexander Bondarev. Look at Kirill drive down the back straight. Hit down behind the steering wheel, locks up under brakes. Dmitry Matveev, desperate to take maximum points from the pre-final and keep the championship fight alive into the final this afternoon. Bondarev back to 4. He'll make a move before the race is out. He's just sitting there, shadowing Anatoly Kavalkin. The Paralin in P3, and there's Alexander Bondarev, the Lando Norris kart. Developed by Lando himself, testing over at the Dubai Kartrome over the Christmas New Year period with the Ricky Flynn Motorsport team. Alexander Bondarev, the championship leader. The order at the bottom of your screen. Bogunovic up into P5 for DPK Racing in the Kart Republic. 2 laps remaining at the end of this one, 1.55 kilometres. 1 lap of this world-famous Circuito Internazionale Napoli. Here is Ditsiev, 3rd last week at Lekonka with a great drive. Matveev actually finished 3rd across the line at Lekonka, but the nose cone was in. Bondarev knows what that's all about as he makes the move into the final corner. Nice pass on Anatoly Kavalkin and slips back by into P3. Alexander Bondarev took the victory in the last lap, the last corner, in fact, in round 1 of the championship at Lonato, only to have the front nose cone pushed in. Dmitry Matveev, the same fate befell the Koski Motorsport driver at Lekonka. That elevated Kirill Ditsiev up into 3rd at Lekonka 7 days ago. But now Kirill for the Ward Racing team, the Vortex-powered Tony Karts run 1-2. Leads up the back straight on the penultimate lap of pre-final B. Slips down the inside, does Dimitri. And the fastest qualifier back in position 1. The One Engines, Koski Motorsport, Tony Kart, Racer 401 RR chassis. There's Bondarev for RFM. DTF slips by, watch Bondarev. So second and first in the championship are now third and second as Kirill Ditsyev defends on this, the final lap of pre-final B. Bondarev, this may well end in tears if they're not careful. Watch Kavalkin around the outside. Dmitry Matveev back in second place, the championship leader, breathing down his neck. This is the final round of the WSK Supermaster Series for 2022. Kirill Ditsyev pulls away ever so slightly. Watch Dmitry Matveev. He's too far back to attack. He knows it. Looks over his shoulder. Well, white liner puts the cart in the middle of the circuit. Kavalka may well get Bondarev side by side with the championship leader. On this, the last lap of the race, Bondarev back to 4. Matveev needs the victory for maximum points in the pre-final here this morning, but he won't do it. Ditsyev, third in round 3 of the championship at Lakonga, takes the victory in pre-final B here this morning. Great drive from Kirill Ditsyev. Takes the win from Dmitry Matveev, Kavalkin, and critically, Bondarev, position 4. So Bondarev, the early race leader, it looked as though he would pull away. It was not the case. Finishes in P4, still picks up a decent amount of points. Just quickly trying to do some mathematics here. Alexander Bondarev is so close to taking the WSK Supermaster Series Championship. The results of pre-final B, Kirill, Dmitry and Anatoly, 1, 2, 3 for Wood Racing, Koski Motorsport and Paralin respectively. Bondarev, RFM P4, the championship leader. Bagunovic, P5. Then it's Martin Molnar, Tiziano Monza, also for DBK Racing. Miguel Costa, Rene Lammers, P9. For the round 1 winner, Rene Lammers, who's 4th in the championship, coming into the final round here this weekend at Sarno. Great to see Alexander Deshkov, the Bulgarian, taking the checkered flag in position 30 after that nasty crash in free practice yesterday morning. The DNFs, Jakub Kamenek, Kian Fardin and Sebastian Garton-Orozco coming together after 4 laps of the pre-final. The 3 DNFs, Jakub, Kian and Sebastian. As the grid is now set for the OK Junior category here at Sarno for the final round this afternoon. The sun is shining, I suspect that shot